I'm a 34-year-old guy, and honestly, the reason I've basically stopped dating is because the performance pressure is just getting insane. And I don't just mean on dates, I mean in bed too. It feels like from the second I match with someone, I have to prove I'm emotionally intelligent, confident, successful, funny, stable, but also vulnerable. And by the time I actually get to the date, I'm already in my head. Then when it comes to sex, the pressure is even worse. I'm always worried I won't last long enough, or stay hard, or that I just won't be good in the way she expects. It's gotten to the point where I'm so anxious about disappointing someone that I avoid getting close at all.
Take care of the man that takes care of you. There's so much advice on the internet telling women to, play men, get that money, do that, whatever. You gonna do that. But when you have a good man, make sure you take care of him. Make sure he is fed. Make sure his mental health is right. Make sure that he is working out. Make sure that he is not drained. Make sure that his back is rubbed. Make sure that he has a home cooked meal every day if that's what he wants. Don't be spending all his money while he's high and dry and broke and you loaded over there. I feel like we have gotten to this mentality of like the rappers, girlfriends, and baby mamas, and everybody want that kind of lifestyle. Women who are actually looking for a partner. If you are looking for marriage and happiness and stability and companionship, you cannot be selfish. Now, if that man ain't worth nothing and you just getting what you can out of the situation, then by all means, do you, boo. But if that man makes sure that you are respected, happy, taken care of, have all the nice things that you like, you need to make sure that he gets the same in return. I feel like this is why a lot of men are getting to the point where they're saying like marriage is no point for men. What are they getting out of marriage? And it's the same way for women. They feel like they're not getting certain things out of a marriage. But speaking from a perspective of having a good man that takes care of you, it has to be reciprocated. Don't be selfish, please. Not with a good man.
And one of the things that these modern women fail to realize is that if you do good by a man, if you actually act like you like the man, then that man's going to want to spoil you. But they don't be trying to take care of the man. They don't be trying to do anything for the man. The more happy the happier a man is, the more he going to want to spend on you. But y'all sit up here making a man's life into turmoil, into a life of frustration and a life of drama, and wonder why the man is trying to get away from you.
So let me get this straight, y'all. This is now the third person, by the way, broke now, who cares? Third female who has told me that she met a guy and he was telling her how he don't chase women. He like women that show that they want him. But what? What is going on today? The men want to be chosen. The men want to be chased. The men want to be taken out on the dates.
And this is the exact reason why dating is so fucked up in 2023. Because women will swear up and down, oh, I want to find real love. I want to find companionship. I want to find partnership. But then turn around and make it seem like a man saying, hey, I don't just chase women. I actually want the woman to actually like me too. I don't want it to be like just a one-sided thing where I'm the only person that likes the other person in this relationship. I actually want her to like me too. Women take that as, oh, he want to be chased. He want to be pampered. He want flowers. He want me to pay for dates. Bitch, he ain't say none of that. All he said was he just wants some reciprocation. Hey, if you like me, show me you like me. I don't want to be the only person here that likes you, because that's a terrible way to be in a relationship. That's a terrible thing to like a person who doesn't like you. And that's the problem. Women think dating is only about them. They think a man is supposed to just show all the interest in them, pamper them, sweep them off their feet. But they have to show no attributes that he likes or show any interest in this man. He just pay for whatever he's supposed to, and they just supposed to sit there like a floundering fish just because they got a vagina. No, you actually got to show me some characteristics. Show me you like me. Be like, hey, text me, hey, you ate today? I'm driving past your job. You want something to eat? Like, motherfucker, women think dating is only about what can the man do to keep them. No, you got to keep him too. You got to do shit to satisfy him. Because remember, women got this inflated ego like they the only one. Nah, baby, it's more you. It is more of you.
And, you know, to answer your question, what's going on? Men are tired of chasing women. If a man is chasing you, and I guess you're not understanding it. If a man is chasing you, it's obvious you're running. And if you really want that man, then why are you running? If you want that man to talk to you, let me ask you a question. If Chad and Tyrone with that 6 foot, 6-figure, 6-pack man started coming over to you in the club, would you just get up and run? No. You would sit there until he came over there and talked to you. Because I'm not going to the restroom. I'm not going to go get a drink. I'm not going to get nothing to eat. Girl, get out of my ear. Get out of my ear. Move. Girl, let's get up and dance. Don't shut up talking to me. I don't want to hear it. This man is coming over. Oh, what was wrong with you? What was wrong with you earlier on the night? It seemed like you snapped on me because I'm trying to get a man. That man been staring at me all night. That's the one that I wanted out of everybody, and he coming up to me. He finally started coming up to me. You want to be in my ear talking about, let's go talk to these dudes. Let's go get a drink. Let's go dance. Get the heck out of my face. In that same token, if you going to do that for that man, and another man is coming over to try to get with you, try to talk to you, and he got to chase you down, you don't want that man. The man that you want, he ain't going to have to chase. He ain't going to have to hunt you down. He ain't gonna have to try to find you, look up under a rock, move a couch, look behind the TV, crawl up into the attic to see if you're there. You're gonna be right there, waiting on him, in the kitchen, cooking him some food. Men done chasing y'all, man, I'm telling you. They done chasing y'all. And to a larger degree, men are done with dating. And y'all upset about that.
This window of like guys who would be friend zoned and just be waiting in the wings like little puppy dogs, waiting to like get a call from her to come on over and maybe hang something on the wall for her. Or maybe, you know, make sure that this works or that works in her house, just hoping and praying that in doing that for her, she's going to somehow reward you with like a date or I don't know, a night or something. And then she in turn says, oh, thanks for doing all that for me. See you later. Bye. Right. The guys got tired. Guys are done being friend zoned. They're done being used and friend zoned, invited over to these I don't need a man brats houses, right? When they actually realize they do need a man and need something in their house fixed. And they're tired of going there and getting nothing out of it themselves. Why would a random guy come over and do all this stuff for you? For what, honey? Done being used and friend zoned, invited over to these I don't need a man brats houses, right? When they actually realize they do need a man and need something in their house fixed. And they're tired of going there and getting nothing out of it themselves. Why would a random guy come over and do all this stuff for you? For what, honey?
So I saw this interview of a guy asking a girl what she brings to the table, and her response is exactly why men are tired of dating. She basically said she doesn't have to bring anything to the table and got offended that he even asked her that question. This entitled mindset is why men are walking away from dating. Here's what I realized. Men have been taught since birth how to treat women, but we as women are taught our entire lives how to be treated by a man, not how to treat a man. Like, think about it. From the time we're little girls, we're told what we deserve, what we should expect, what standards we should have, but nobody teaches us what we should give, how we should support, or what we should contribute. Men from a very early age learn about respect, providing, protecting, leading, and making a woman feel valued. But what are women learning? How to receive, demand, expect, and be catered to? We're taught that we're queens who deserve to be worshipped, but nobody teaches us how to be the type of woman worth worshiping. And the dating advice women get from other women is so toxic. We have this mentality, if he won't, then someone else will. So if he won't pay for your dates or buy you expensive gifts or treat you like a queen, then guess what? Someone else will. Like, that's basically the dating advice for women, and it's so messed up. Like, imagine if the roles were reversed and men were like, if she can't cook or won't clean or support or respect me, then someone else will. Women would lose their freaking minds. And then y'all would start calling that toxic masculinity. We've literally created a generation of women who think they deserve everything while bringing absolutely nothing to the table. And then we wonder why men are walking away from dating altogether. Men are expected to have money, a career, a car, a house, emotional intelligence, leadership skills, the ability to provide and protect. But when they ask what women bring, suddenly that's offensive. Meanwhile, men are working on themselves, building their careers, focusing on their fitness and finances, learning how to be a better partner. And what are women doing? Complaining that there are no good men while refusing to become good women. The dating advice for women has become what can you get, not what you can give. It's about finding someone who serves you, not someone you can serve alongside. And here's the contradiction that nobody wants to talk about. Us women can't say, get rid of the patriarchy, and then expect men to give you patriarchal privileges. You can't demand equality and then still expect men to pay for everything, approach you first, and provide for you. We want to tear down traditional gender roles when it benefits us, but keep them when they serve us? That's not equality. That's having your cake and eating it too. And then we act shocked when men choose to focus on themselves instead of dealing with entitled, demanding women who offer nothing but expect everything. This is why men are going their own way. This is why they're choosing peace over relationships. We literally made dating not worth their time or energy. You can't expect to receive what you're not willing to give. Like attracts like, so become the person you want to be with. Stop asking what men can do for you and start asking what you can do for them. That's how you become irreplaceable.
And over again, we're seeing examples of men being taught how to treat a woman, but not what to expect from a woman, right? And then we're seeing these modern women being taught what to expect from a man, but not how to treat a man. Being taught he should protect and provide. I don't have to work. I don't have to do anything that I don't want to do. My money is my money. I don't have to contribute to the household. Oh, and by the way, I don't have to take his last name. Oh, and by the way, if he gets upset about it, then he's insecure and he's got a problem, and that's usually going to lead to abuse. And so when he allowed me to get away with foolishness for the first 3 or 4 years of marriage, but then he said, hey man, come on. You didn't have enough time. Come on now. And then he gets mad at me. He's upset and he's communicating his feelings to me about how he's processing things. And his delivery was actually okay, but it's just the anger. Why would he be angry with me? Tone policing. And then when tone isn't a problem, attitude policing. Oh, you're just angry. Yes, I am angry. I'm upset. I'm frustrated. I'm disappointed in the way that you treated me throughout this marriage. Well, I haven't done anything wrong. You haven't done anything wrong that you feel like. But you're not the only one in this household. Modern women will hear that, understand that, comprehend it, and then go right back out there and continue to cause chaos and drama in your life.
So I caught this bitch cheating, went through her motherfucking phone, and this bitch been cheating on me this whole time, thinking I'm stupid, thinking I'm retarded and shit. I don't give no fuck about all them crocodile tears, bitch. Man, your ass over there got me fucked up, Figgity fucked up. We finna wreck this bitch together. She talking about she don't care if she live or die. On bro, we gonna see about that. We gonna see. Fuck wrong with shorty ass? Her ass tweaking. Now she talking about please stop, please stop. Ain't no please stop, nothing. Fuck you talking about, bitch? You wanna cheat? We gonna cheat. And hell, fuck you talking about? Your ass tweaking.
There's not even a point in recording that video, man. You know, there are men out here who will sit and record these women and yell at them and be violent. They don't care about you. That's it, man. The best thing you can do is get out of the car and move on with your life. You know, don't sit there in toxicity. Don't sit there in drama because you think you have to. You know, the best thing you can do is walk away and give your pain and your love to someone who loves you way more than she ever would. Jesus Christ, man. You know, the one who died on the cross for you. The one who took the penalty for your sins. He loves you and he has a plan for your life, man. And I just want more men to understand that. You know, you have to have faith in that. That these things are blessings. When someone gets removed from your life, God is going to send someone way better than you could ever even imagine. It's just not her. And that's what you guys got to realize, right? It's okay. Move on with your life, go to the gym, and trust God. You know, it's this leaning on God's understanding, not our own, because our own understanding will fail us every single time. I cannot tell you how many times I have failed in life, how many times I've had to go through storms that I didn't want to go through, but God has us during those storms. He walks with us. Everyday life. He walks with us, He's there with us, and just don't give up on Him, man.
Agreed. I wouldn't have even made that video. I wouldn't even been in a car with this woman. Absolutely not. After she done all that, and she's emotional, if I just had to get somewhere, I would have taken an Uber. If I just had to ride with her, I'd have been quiet. Well, say something to me. I mean, I just really don't even know why you would do that. Well, you were this, and this. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess that's something we can talk about because I was unaware that I was doing that. And then when we get home, pack all my stuff and leave. And I'm not even acting a fool when I get to the house. I'm just going, you know, because y'all might be talking and she might go in there and get something out the kitchen, something sharp out the kitchen and come up behind you. Or she might have a little something in a safe somewhere. She go open that safe and pull it out on you. She popped the safe on you. Instead of popping the trunk, she popped the safe. And she come up behind you. Modern women their emotions are, they don't know how to control their emotions. They're volatile. And so you can't really trust them to be stable, especially in situations like this.
So this woman was in a restaurant. She's looking around and all she sees other women. Nobody on a date. No man and woman on a date. Just women, as she said, dating each other. So the commentary is that men don't want to be on dates anymore. They don't want to go out with women because it's a waste of time and money. So my question is, do men ever like going on a date? Do men like going on dates? They like going to restaurants and trying different foods and things like that. Is it something that they only did because women like to do it? Like if I'm going to get in a relationship and I say I want to go to a restaurant, am I making him do something that he doesn't want to do? A lot of men say they just rather stay home. But what do you guys think?
You know, I don't think most guys would mind the experience. I think a lot of guys, first of all, they would really rather buy food and go to the house. Dates to a lot of men mean that you're going to be paying. Rarely, if ever, is the man being treated, right? And I think men, a lot of guys who are open to dating, just, you know, kind of started to realize that a lot of these modern women out here don't desire them for who they are. They desire them because they want, he can give me a big house. He can give me a nice car. He can buy me all of these expensive gifts. He can, I can get free food. But, even with free food, they've moved on from it. And like I said, they're trying to get the house. Oh, I'm trying to get the bag. I'm trying to get property in my name, that type of stuff. And so men have seen this, and even after they've seen it, they've tried to say, okay, well, I'm still going to give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm still going to be a gentleman because that's what I was taught to do. That's how I was raised. But modern women, instead of smartening up, instead of wising up and stopping and saying, okay, I was playing games. The man gave me a little leeway to stop playing games, but I kept doing it. Let me stop and be a good person to this man because I know he's not playing about me. They continue to play games. And so a man and a lot of times he don't say too much, but a lot of times he'll just quietly back out and say, well, I'm not going to be playing that game at all. So, a lot of men realize nowadays that at least in this era of dating, it's a waste of time, waste of money, waste of emotional labor. just burnt out, just don't really want to do it anymore.
I have not put any energy into dating, and I'm completely fine with that. It's only an issue when somebody brings it up and makes me second guess myself. And again, this isn't coming from a place of bitterness and anger and I hate these women. No, I love women. I enjoy a good-looking woman when she walks by.
Oh, yeah.
I can hold the door for women, say please and thank you, have a great day, you look lovely, whatever. This is not coming from a place of hatred or bitterness. But I find myself wanting nothing really to do with dating. And I almost hope that that changes. But I gotta say this much. Because I'm learning now, as I talk to a lot of my subscribers, I'm not alone. A lot of men of all ages truly either don't want to put much energy into dating or they're just not doing it because they can't. And I've talked to female subscribers, and when I say they can't, a lot of women get mad. A lot of women will bash men and say they don't try anymore, they're putting no effort anymore. But what you don't seem to remember is that...
Dude, I agree with the effort thing, but it is so much work. Oh my God. Remember what I said in the beginning of this video? If a chick doesn't just come my way, like, I'm talking, she's calling the, like, not calling the shots like that. She's wearing the pants. She's bending me over. I don't mean that. I mean, if she just doesn't pop out and she's nagging me, I'm just not doing it.
You never pursued a chick in your life?
It's so much effort, dude. Okay, I have pursued a couple of women in my life, but remember, this is over the course of 20 years here. Like 2 times. And here's the level of effort I did. I go, oh, she looks pretty good. Walk up to her. At a party, something like that. I know someone she knows, something like that. And shoot my shot. One of the times, I had sex that night. Couldn't believe it. We dated for about 9 months. That was the level of effort it took, though. That was my courting her. Hey, what's up? Sex. That was the level of effort. The other one was a lot of effort. I really did try. But, dude, it takes so much time. And don't even fucking talk about the money. Oh, no, don't even bring up the money, dude. Okay? Like, I don't want to say money's the main issue. I think it's more of the time thing. You guys ever know, like, a player? Okay? Like somebody who's always just getting women week in, week out. Got a new chick. Seems like he's been with 2 chicks every month for the last 5 years that you've known this guy. I could never. That is so much energy.
So this guy's kind of got a long journey here. T in the comments, and I believe that a lot of men actually go through this sort of thing, which is why they're very burnt out on dating, right? And so he says, I was in a 17-year marriage, was somebody wealthy as a teen. We built a gorgeous home. We had a gorgeous life. We had best friends, a lot of love. We had the cars. We had the motorcycles. We had the retirement fund. We didn't have any financial worries. It was a long, beautiful journey. We had families that loved each other. It was a storybook life, or so it seemed. And then, year 17, she cheated with a coworker. And so in 4 months, the house was sold, the retirement security was gone, cars, motorcycles, the entire life that he had built for 57 years, accomplishments, and my last energetic years of my life, gone in 4 months. He was like, man, I was settling down, loving yard work. I was loving chilling, coming home to her, chilling at home with her, along with the pets. We didn't have a mortgage. We didn't have any car notes. We owned everything together outright. And now, because all that happened, I live in a $2,200 a month studio apartment. I'm not working. I was transitioning into retirement before all that happened, right? And he goes on to say, I'm now living out of boxes 2 years later. I don't furnish anything because this is not my home, right? So I live on a mattress. I don't have any TVs. I don't have anything. I'm too old for a mortgage, so I don't want to buy another home. I'm trying to find a home in a quiet neighborhood that is affordable and maybe in another state. But now I got to wrestle with leaving my childhood home or my birth town of 57 years. And then he goes on to say that his point in regards to the video is it is emotionally and physically daunting, even thinking about starting over at 60, right? So he was 57 when all that happened. And now 2 years later, 59. And now in 2 months of writing this post, he's going into 60, trying to figure out what it looks like after the wife steps out in year 17, commits adultery, infidelity, cheats on him, right? What do I do? So many times. And you know, the big thing here is that modern women are going to sit up there and say, he must have done something. It must have been his fault that she cheated. That's what they're going to say, right? And, you know, and reading stories like this lets you it helps you to understand why men are no longer, like he said, I'm 60. I got to start over. At 60, you're going to be burnt out. I did all of that, man. 17 years. So you got to think, if after 17 years at 57, you take that back, what is he, 30, 32, 33? And he was probably even building before that. He's just saying, well, I just got married at that age, which is right around the average age that most people get married. About 30 something, right? Early 30s, I think, actually. Late 20s, early 30s. So I have to do all of that all over again. The thing that I spent darn near 20 years working for, I have to redo in a span of like 5 years. Like you said, what I'm trying to say to you fellas is stay single. For the young guys, stay single. Sorry that happened to you, man.
Learn to attune to your fucking partner. We don't want to have to explain why we're so hurt and what is so upsetting about the situation. Maybe for a second, you can just validate what your partner's going through and try to get curious and attune to their needs. So if they're telling you, hey, I really fucking need this, learn to listen and start to implement that.
Okay, let's recap. He needs to attune to his partner, attune to her needs, validate what she's going through. He needs to get curious. He needs to listen, and he needs to implement. But implement what exactly? What is he validating? What exactly are her needs that he is meant to attune to? Because this is a direct quote from her. We don't want to have to explain why we are so hurt and what is so upsetting about the situation. She says that men must listen, but to what? She's not explaining what happened. She says get curious, but what does that mean? If a man sees his girlfriend is upset and he asks, what's wrong? What happened? That's him being curious. Let me explain what's happening here. Oftentimes, women don't want you to ask specific questions. They want to keep things vague. They want to avoid details. And there's a reason for this. It's not an accident. It's a strategy. You're trying to achieve clarity, trying to understand what the issue is, but she blocks your attempts. Women have a number of tactics that they will use here. There's deflection, shifting topics onto something else. There's avalanching, just bombarding a man with a huge list of things so he gets overwhelmed and he doesn't know which one to respond to. And of course, good old-fashioned emotional flooding, where she just increases the emotional intensity of the situation, works herself into such a high state of emotional upset that it makes you look like a jerk if you keep asking your specific questions. No, now because she's upset, you have an obligation to comfort her. But is any of this genuine, or are these just tactics that she is employing? Because if you look closely, you'll notice that all of them have one thing in common. They keep you distracted. Distracted from what? What is it that she doesn't want you to see? Have you ever heard that famous JFK quote? The great enemy of truth is very often not the lie, deliberate, contrived, and dishonest, but the myth. Persistent, persuasive, and unrealistic. It is very appropriate here. She's happy to distract you with small issues and little lies so that you don't become aware of the myths. She really doesn't want you to see those because in a relationship dynamic, those are the source of her power. If you are dating a toxic woman, there will be core myths, foundational paradigms that govern how your relationship unfolds that give her power over you. And of course, she does not want you to discover what these are. You asking specific questions following a specific line of inquiry, that's dangerous. If you follow it long enough, it could lead all the way back to the myths that she doesn't want you to see. So what are these myths? Well, there's probably hundreds out there. They vary from woman to woman. But in this video, I'm going to explore the 3 that are most common to a toxic woman. If you loved me, you'd just know what I need. It's okay for me to lose control, but if you do, you're abusive. And lastly, my emotions are absolute and beyond question. In this video, we are going to explore these 3 myths.
And Alexander, he pretty much covered it in a nutshell. It's always a man's fault. Men tolerate this type of attitude, not just from wives, but a lot of these modern women, could be a daughter, could be a niece. It really doesn't matter. Modern women go to school, they go to these jobs, they get in these groups, and they expect men to read their mind. They expect a man to understand exactly what it is that they want, when they want it, how they want it. And it's almost like a game, a never-ending game that men don't want to play. No matter how much I observe you, no matter how much I try to learn who you are and study who you are. Oh, I'm just always changing. I'm ever evolving. Literally wake up that morning thinking one thing and then come back in the next hour thinking a completely different thing. And then by the end of the day, you're miles, your worlds apart from what your ideation and ideology was even this morning at 8 o'clock when you were drinking orange juice. And men just because men have to go through this type of stuff, they just quit trying. They quit dating. It's foolishness. It's foolishness. For you to be sitting up here, a man, think of having to get up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, get ready for work, try to be at work for 8, work all day, got a demanding job, whether it's mentally or physically or both, then got to come home and play the guessing game with your woman. How long do you think a man's mental, his ability, his mental endurance is going to last? How long? If a man was doing this to you every day, how long do you think you might last before crying out he's a narcissist, weaponized incompetence, men hate women, that sort of stuff? How long do you think that you might last? Oh, okay, that's what I thought. Not very long.
How does a woman take care of a man?
What do you mean?
How should a woman take care of a man?
She shouldn't have to.
At all?
No.
Then why should a man date a woman?
What kind of question is that?
Like, what value would you provide to a man?
What? That's a crazy question.
What do you mean?
You shouldn't have to provide some value to a man.
And what's the point of the relationship?
What value do they provide to us?
Protecting you, providing for you.
This is exactly why so many men are just done with dating. Because I have said this before and I will say it again. A man is taught his entire life how to treat a woman. But a woman is taught her entire life how to be treated by a man, not how to treat a man. Ladies, if you want the benefits of a man, you need to put forth some amount of effort. It doesn't even need to be as much effort as him. It just needs to be something, because that is what indicates to a man that you're actually interested in him. And honestly, when one person is carrying all of the load of the relationship, well, how is that fun?
I told you, guys are tired. Guys are tired of you. They're tired of you pretending to want to take them seriously when you really just want the free drinks. They're tired of going up to you and you being like, thanks for the drink. You know, doing this game you do. Tired. They're tired of the takers. They're tired. They don't want to deal with any of that. They're tired of, oh, you know, you meet all of these qualifications, right? You know, you got all the qualifications and she's talking to you and she's like, oh, but, you know, there's this one thing. He has a boat and it's red and I don't like the color red. Oh, right. Because they feel like they can be so picky that they've got everything met, but they can just nitpick about everything, right? They're tired of you. You want guys to come up to you, change your attitude, change your strategy, treat them differently. And that's going to have to happen over a long period of time, right? It took decades to get here. Guys finally saying, I am done with you. And social media played a big part because now they go on socials and they see women talking all their crap. So they're like, oh, I know what's going on now behind the scenes. When I walk away after buying you that drink, I know you're making a fool out of me. They're like, I'm done. You're going to make a fool out of me? Honey, now I'm going to make a fool out of you. I'm going to sit at that bar. I'm going to drink my scotch. I'm not buying you nothing. I'm not even looking your way. That's what's going on. Change your attitude. It's going to take a long time for guys to feel like you've changed genuinely, and then you'll see. But for now, especially in the cities, guys are just sitting back with their drink, and they're just letting this drama unfold. It's hilarious. It's like, they're frazzled cats. Frazzled cats. Ooh. Very entertaining.
That's it. And one guy in the comments said, I'm not tired, I'm exhausted. That's a better word. I'm exhausted. Like I said, I do this every day. Every hour of the day, I got to sit up here and listen to you whine, moan, and complain about stuff that really don't even make any sense. Men are done with the games. I don't know if you guys sincerely understand that. Men are done with the games. And when you watch these types of videos and you go through the comments, what do you see? Men. But what you don't see, you see men saying, yeah, man, this has been my experience. But what you don't see is women in the comments saying, yep, I understand exactly. Now, honestly, when I do watch some of these videos, I see some women in the comments saying, yeah, that's why I take care of my man, because I understand this. That's somebody who is showing a man loyalty. That's somebody who is showing her man respect. That's someone who values her man. That's someone who is feminine. That's someone who is trying to protect her man's peace. And a man, when he sees a woman like that, is going to pick her every time.
Men are greedy. Men are greedy. That's what it boils down to. When men get money, you know what's their thought process when men get money? What? I can finally take care of a family. I can get a girl and I can do X, Y, Z with her.
And I can get more than one girl.
Either way, even that's the case. Even that's the case, he's still doing for who? Another woman. Now, when a woman gets her money and gets things, what does she say? I don't need a man.
I don't need a man.
So who's really the greedy one? If anything, women are very greedy and selfish. Everything is about me, I, what I can do.
And he's not lying. Everything he says is actually the truth. No, because for real, when a man has it all figured out and he's got the career that he wants and, is able to make all the money that he has, then in the end, what is he doing it for? He's doing it for a family he wants to build with a woman that he wants to be with. But then once a woman has decided to aim for a career that she wants and ended up making that kind of money, 6 figures, whatever, chasing that lovely bag, she ends up just telling herself that she doesn't need a man and that she's independent. Name one man that ever says that he's independent. And she's not doing it for anybody else. Because I've never heard a woman say that she does it for anyone else. She just does it for herself. Because in the end, even when she is doing it for herself, she's going to still expect a man to do it for her too. And that's the thing that's a problem that I see now, is that a lot of women want relationships and then they find themselves wanting to have the benefits in said relationship, but they still wouldn't provide any benefits to a man. Like, what is a man exactly benefiting off of that? And to me, I'm not gonna lie, that's such a selfish take. That really is really selfish.
I can be honest. Yeah.
Kind of like the video we discussed yesterday. Men don't care about your degrees because men don't care about your degrees and your income because they know they are the ones responsible to provide for the household. So why would he care? Going back to, if she's making 6 figures, she's not thinking, oh yeah, this would be nice to provide for my family. She's thinking, oh, look, I'm an independent woman. I don't need no man. But my thing is, why they keep on having conversation with unqualified women?
Oh, my God.
Why y'all keep on having these conversations with women who aren't even qualified for the kind of men that we're talking about anyways? Like, she's sitting up there.
And she's sitting there like, oh, what? What's going on? And a lot of these modern women, what you see is me, 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 me. I want this. I want that. It's for me. When are they going to do this for me? How are they going to do this for me? Me. No team, just me. No together, no power couple. It seemed like, oh, I want to be a power couple. But all that power couple stuff go out the window when they make more than a man. All of a sudden, well, you need to work a little bit harder. I don't mind kind of floating you, but I was able to make it here, so why don't you? That type of foolishness. Selfish. That's what modern women are. They're selfish. And men are tired of going into relationships with honestly and truly a thankless position. Having to get the money, have to protect, provide, burdened with this duty that, oh, I'm supposed to be a gentleman. I'm supposed to do this for the rest of my life. I was thinking about a woman. I was talking about, man, you got to make 40 to 50,000 to take care of me. There was another woman talking to a dating coach, was confused as to why the dating coach was like, no, this is not reasonable. You want that man to work a full job, to be a provider, to protect, and then come home and do half of the chores and the housework while you have no job, you don't work, and you also do half of the chores with no job, by the way. No job. What man is going to be doing that?
Why men are tired of dating in America? Because every date feels like a job interview. They have to prove themselves, pay for everything, and act like their therapist just to maybe get a second date. Meanwhile, she comes to the date late, she's constantly on her phone, and she tells you that she's still healing. And this doesn't feel like dating for men. It feels like emotional labor.
So I just saw this video with this brother here, and what I want to say is dating for the average looking man and the average earning man is extremely difficult. I often hear women say, oh, dating's so much easier for y'all and this and that. But you see, the thing about it is when they say that, they're talking about the men that they like, because all the other men that they don't like and aren't attracted to or doesn't have enough money are looked over left and right. You don't even notice those men. You see those men as tools. The man stocking groceries at Walmart, the man taking your order at Popeyes, the man at the car wash who was detailing your car, your maintenance man. You look over these men every single day, and these regular men have it the hardest in the dating world, especially in the social media era. So all I can say to this brother is, don't give up, man. Go where you are loved and appreciated. I don't know what race of women you're dating. I don't know what kind of women you're dating, what caliber of women that you are going after, but you must find your crowd of women if you want a relationship. All I can tell you is stay in the gym, get your money up, look smacks. That means look your best, learn a little bit of game, learn how to talk to women, and learn woman's nature. And I hope that advice reaches you, and I wish you the best, my young brother. But it's hard out here, man, and there's nothing wrong with being single, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I feel hurt. I feel hurt. I'm not gonna lie. Why? I feel like I give up on women. I feel like I just give up. Maybe I try too hard. Maybe I am ugly. Maybe I'm chopped. But maybe I'm the problem. But I just never, every time I talk to somebody, it's never consistent. It never keeps going. Or in person, it never keeps going. If I meet them in real life, it never keeps going. I feel like it's just not meant for me no more. I feel like I just gotta stop pushing myself out there for women. And just keep vibing in my own world, you know?
And this is where the passport bros would come out in droves. Man, go to Colombia, go to Thailand. And even though you say those are popular destinations, the point is, even outside of those, men are going to other places to find a wife, to find a woman, right? Western women with this Western ideology, men are done with that. Men are moving away from that. And even with men expressing how they feel, a woman in the comments said, look at his shirt and necklace and mustache. Of course he gives up on women. He's gay. Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. That's it. Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. Could he do something different with his dress code? Maybe. I don't know. Sure, I guess. I'm not really paying attention to it. But what I think you should pay more attention to is how men are tired of the foolishness, tired of the shame, tired of the insults, tired of women trying to guilt them into protecting and providing while simultaneously not wanting to give something back in return.
I can understand why men have given up dating, because can someone make it make sense for me how these women want men to text them back fast, but not too fast, that it's too creepy. They want men to make six figures while working 20 hours a week while they still have quality time with them. You know, if he has a good relationship with his mom, then that means he treats women well. But if he doesn't have a relationship with his mom, then that means he's automatically abusive. But then she doesn't want to ever talk about her daddy issues. If he's too nice and too kind, then that means that he wants something from you, or, you know, there's an assumption that he's just buying you gifts and whining and dining you because he wants sex. But if he doesn't wine and dine you, then he's lazy, he doesn't care, and he's not putting in enough effort. You want men to lead, but you don't want to listen. You want men to show their masculinity and take charge and plan dates, but not too much masculinity that he comes off as aggressive, mean, rude, or condescending. You want men to be in tune with your emotions, but if he's too emotional, then he's weak and you don't trust him to make decisions and lead. He has to be attractive, but not too attractive that he looks like a fuckboy or somebody that gets around, because if he's too attractive, then he has too many options. But if he's not attractive enough, then you're not even looking in his direction. If he has a child and a baby mom, then you automatically assume that, you know, what baby mom would want to be single, and that makes him toxic. But if he's never been married or in a committed relationship, then that also makes him toxic, and that's a red flag because he's never been in a relationship before. You want men to initiate the dating stages of a relationship. You want men to initiate sex, but then when he stops initiating sex, then you assume that he's cheating on you. You want men to be honest and open and upfront, but your idea of honest and open and upfront is basically him telling you only the truth that validate your feelings and your experiences, because the moment that he invalidates how you feel, now he's narcissistic, he's abusive, and he's mentally and emotionally using you and abusing you. These women will always say that they want men to be themselves and be authentic to who they are, but then there's an entire list of icks, like wearing sandals at, you know, in winter, or him just getting coffee, or him getting sepsis, and you think it's funny and you're posting it on social media, but the moment that he posts an ugly picture of you on social media, now he's a piece of crap and he's picked the wrong picture, and now you feel bad about yourself. If he dresses well and he takes care of himself, then he's too feminine and he's trying to show off. But if he doesn't dress well enough and he doesn't show off and he dresses average, then he looks like a broke-ass loser bum, and you want nothing to do with him. You want that man to have hobbies like going to play golf or gaming, but if he games too much or plays golf too much or it inconveniences your lifestyle or what you have going on, now you're pissed off. But if he doesn't have any hobbies, then he's a loser because he's too obsessed with you. But if he has too many hobbies and takes away time from you, then he doesn't care enough. If a man respects a woman's boundaries, then he's being too creepy because he's just too good of a man. But if he doesn't respect her boundaries, then he's likely to abuse her or SA her later on down the road. If a man speaks loud, then that means that he's aggressive. If he speaks too soft, then that means he's too feminine. Men expect constant attention and praise all of the time. So if you give too much, then you're trying too hard. But if you give too little, then you're a lazy bum and you don't match the guys in her DMs. These women don't want men to be manipulative or liars or cheaters, but they'll turn around and show their butt cheeks online and call it, you know, body positivity to basically cheat on you and be narcissistic, but then it's still all of your fault. And the sad reality is that you could give a woman everything that she could ever dream of: the house, the money, the cars, the emotional stability. You could provide, you could protect, you could check all of the boxes down the list, and guess what? She's going to turn around and say that she's bored, she's uninspired, she's not attracted to you. She's going to cheat on you with the next guy down the street who has no job, all because Susie Q has a better life on Instagram. But not only that, when she says that she's unhappy, she's going to get online and talk about how you're a narcissist, how you're abusive, even though you gave her everything that she could ever want. And every single step of the way that the goalpost changed or the expectation, especially unrealistic expectations, changed, you gave it to her and it still wasn't enough. So yeah, If anyone is ever wondering why men have stopped dating, this is a perfect example, because even as a woman, if you really sit back and look at it, it's so unrealistic and it's so delusional and it's so narcissistic that who the hell would want to put themselves through this? And it makes sense when you really think about it, because none of it actually makes sense. Women don't actually know what they want. They love the highs and lows of being incompatible with the wrong people instead of just being at peace, and then they blame the men for the unfulfillment and the lack of peace within their lives, even though they're the ones creating this diabolical cycle over and over with different men. Okay, bye.
She nailed it. She nailed it. Spot on. Very true. Very true. Modern women, you come around them once again, it's like dating a child, man. It's like being around a child, right? You sit back and listen to Sarah go through all of these things, and you're already tired of listening to it. It wears you out. I want you to do this. Got a list of 50 things in a minute. Don't give her a whole 24 hours to think of some other stuff, because you might end up with a list of 1,000,000. Men, exhausted. Men are exhausted. I'm not doing that crap anymore. You're not going to see me out in the, you don't even have to worry about me, because I'm going to be at the house taking care of my business, minding my business. And so when you hollering and screaming out on the street, where the men at? They don't catcall. They don't protect and provide. Where were the men when I was getting, somebody was trying to take some from me, or somebody else, hit me in the face? Where were they at? At the house. The good men were at the house. And you were out there and Chad and Tyrone's face. And Chad and Tyrone, of course, because they're jerks and they're F-boys, they had friends that really don't respect women. They had friends that don't care about women, that actually, honestly and truly, don't really like women like that. Only think women are good for one thing. And he said, be quiet before I make you be quiet. And you thought you was dealing with the good guy from your neighborhood, or the good guy next door, who allows you to talk sideways to him. And he said, hey, man, you have a good day. Oh, well, yeah, don't tell me what. Hey, listen, ma'am. Like I said, you have a good day. He allowed you to talk to him like that because he's a good guy. He's a gentleman. He just go ahead in the house. But this guy who don't really care about women, who will put his hands on women, he knock you square in the face, knock your teeth out. Now you got an impromptu, an unplanned trip to the dentist. But if that's the way y'all want it, go ahead.